Alright, here we go. This is a ranked 2v2 on Nesthorn between the green team in the upper left, Polarbearz in the Shark Helix, and NuclearPizza in the front line Warthog and their opponents. The blue team in the bottom right, the big boss in the new Mecha Warthog. Actually, that's the first time I've seen that in a casted game before. And his teammate MGSolidSnake in the also new but not as new, or I'm not exactly sure, but it's the Camo Paladin. Does look like they're going with a Morty Boxer opening, which is very, very interesting. Polarbearz and NuclearPizza going with no Moneymaker opening here. So, you know, strong opening, I guess, is the name of the game. People do, I guess, you know, I'm just speculating, to be quite honest here, but oh, does look like Big Boss and MGSolidSnake are going with a cheese right off the bat. Oh, but it does look like NuclearPizza is right there, and so he will be able to start shooting down the Mortys. Will this be able to do the job? I don't know. That's a lot of Mortys. It was 4 plus 4 plus 4, so 12 plus 1, 13 Mortys, and it does do the job. They have been able to successfully cheese this outpost. Will they be able to get enough bunkered? Yeah, they do have one in, and I don't see any more in, but there are plenty of boxers and stuff over here. They were able to drop a couple of, well, a tank and a seeker, and now we do have a counter, I guess a push-up by Polarbearz and NuclearPizza, but NuclearPizza getting killed by Big Boss on the way back to that fort, and now they are going to start really heavily turtling up this this close, I would assume. It does look like NuclearPizza and Polarbearz have started a little bit on the mid-fight. That's what they went straight up with, and a random Gemini sitting over here, but it does look like MGSolidSnake and the Big Boss will be able to hold this pretty well. Yeah, very, very, very turtled up. I would assume to see a little bit of artillery going down by Mimo at this point. And it does look like, yeah, one Archie does go down. I would assume that's an Archie. Okay, yes, it is an Archie. Oh, and a little bit of a little bit of scouting going down by the Big Boss. So at least Mimo still has their forward. Frequently when you have a cheese. Oh, and our counter artillery war going down by the Carbon team. Oh, by the blue team. Wow, Carbon is not even in this game. But they have, okay, normal artillery war fight starting here. No jammer down by Mimo yet. But Big Boss and MGSolidSnake do have one down on the field. And it does look like NuclearPizza is doing sort of a counter cheese. However, I don't think he actually brought 4 infantry. And now Polarbearz with 4 Mortys, but will get caught in the act immediately by MGSolidSnake is here and will be able to kill a couple of those infantry with his hammer. And at this time, Big Boss now trying to harass NuclearPizza and Polarbearz are going to probably just continuously arty war here. But that, man, that large bunkers plus, or not bunkers, brutes. Wow, what's wrong with me? There are too many units that start with B in this game. Boxers plus Mortys opening was I think pretty common actually nowadays. You know, it was mentioned on the forums. I know for damn sure that was true. And does look like NuclearPizza and Polarbearz are kind of starting. Okay, I thought they were gonna kind of go for the mid at this point, but no, they are just gonna continue to fight them here at the close. And does look like okay, MGSolidSnake getting killed by the Warthog. NuclearPizza. Big Boss surviving that attack and does land by his units. And okay, where are the artillery? Why aren't the artillery firing actually? Why isn't this firing? Is it just really taking a long time? I guess it's weirdly pointed out at an angle. It's not actually firing at anything over here. 2 jammers down by both teams at this point. And did look like MGSolidSnake was doing a little bit of scouting down there, but not really any useful information gathered by going to that forward. I guess they can just start a little bit of a harass over here, maybe bring a couple tanks, but everything that they bring from that close to attack the forward is, you know, it's another unit that they're bringing away from the main fight, which is right about here. And does look like MGSolidSnake will be able to actually neutralize. No, definitely not. There's still 3 in here. And getting hit by both players and finished off in the air by Polarbearz. And his teammate not there in time to be able to counter anything. Or not counter, support him at all. And now still the normal fight, the fight that's been going on this entire time has continued. I'm a little bit surprised to see that the blue team has not put down any moneymakers yet at all to maybe extend their lead, because the fight will be, you know, in this area way away from their area. And it does look like they are pushing out. This might be a little bit dangerous because this is a really, really well defended. Oh, it might be on T. I think this is on T. Yes, they are going for this outpost here. However, there's only, I think, 4 waypoints on that outpost, so only 4 of the tanks will stop there. These will go for the mid, which is really not good for the Big Boss and MGSolidSnake. Does look like Polarbearz and NuclearPizza are both reacting to this. Big Boss really low on health. Will he be able to survive this? No, does have to transform, but Polarbearz has that Helix. There is no chance of survival. And where is MGSolidSnake? MGSolidSnake, I guess he's just respawning? Either way, these are just straying the hell away. Yeah, it's really, really bad. You know, Nesthorn does not have good waypoints at all either. Just really, really hard to do those kinds of pushes on duel. It's much, much more possible since every single one has 20. But on Nesthorn, I think it's about 4 on these outposts and something like 7 or maybe even 5. I forget. I did a summary actually. Oh, and now they switched them to Y, so they're going this way. They need to mass hold these before they get too far. Big Boss really needs to do a mass hold, and no, he does not. They are just going straight for here, and they will actually get completely slaughtered if they aren't stopped. Okay, finally does stop them, and MGSolidSnake is now back to the fight. And it does look like the NuclearPizza and Polarbearz actually might be able to retake this forward, putting a lot of pressure on this blue team. And randomly, okay, now they are pushing completely. Will the blue team be able to hold off here? All their units are sitting over here, and actually the Big Boss does go down, so it does look like MGSolidSnake is not going to be able to hold up against 2 mechs, let alone 2 tournament champions. And now it does look, okay, the green team neutralizing that outpost, and it does look like all they have left is this big fat unit cluster sitting over here. And yeah, but they might be able to push this actually to the fort, and MGSolidSnake going down. But if they push to the fort, they would get a decent amount of damage and might actually even be able to finish just through drops if the green team can actually retake these two outposts. And it does look like that will happen. However, the blue team has quite a presence over here. MGSolidSnake still coming back to the fight. Oh no, he just got killed actually, my bad. NuclearPizza getting killed by a Hunter Seeker. SolidSnake actually did get a lot of the kills, or the damage there. And they haven't been able to clear this forward, so they are working backwards, weirdly enough. Polarbearz, okay, now they are shifting the fight to artillery over here, and Big Boss able to kill 2 with just his mech guns alone. MGSolidSnake going to be able to finish off this tank that's randomly dropped over there. I would assume Mimo would start pulling back here, as that's probably the best decision. They are very, very light with units over here, although they might be able to bring up and up in support. I'm not really sure. The blue team really needs to start microing the units in a better position, or else they will just get picked off one at a time. Well, they are moving up a little bit, but just 2 tanks in the area. 1 does get finished off. Big Boss forced to retreat and heal back up. Now 3 tanks in the area, or is there a 4th one? Either way, it's still not enough compared to what Mimo has over here in this area. And they have plenty of artillery firing in. Does look like Big Boss and MGSolidSnake are not really going to be able to hold for very much longer, as Mimo is very, very aggressively pushing up on this forward. And yeah, now Big Boss and MGSolidSnake just pulling back now, which is probably a good decision. They could easily take mid, well, not easily take mid, but they could put down some money makers and just overwhelm the green team at this point. And yeah, okay, now, okay, settling down. They need to start microing units, getting them in better formations, defensive formation for the blue team for sure. But they are now bombing down. I think Polarbearz was bombing there, or NuclearPizza and Polarbearz. They are both bombing and just trying to get whatever they can killed. However, they are going to be behind in the income, so it's a little bit dangerous. 2 hats down by the blue team. I would assume more would go down. Oh, and MGSolidSnake, is he going to be able to kill NuclearPizza? And Big Boss with his air to ground, is he going to be able to finish him off? No, he's forced to retreat, and Polarbearz is going to be able to bomb even more. Wow, lots of tanks, 48 to 65, so the blue team is still quite ahead. But let's see, how much do they have dedicated over here? They have 4 and 4 with 2 Longhorn over here, so that's a total of 10, 12, and 1 more actually random infantry. So 13 of their upkeep is back here, and that actually brings them down to about 54 in the fight up here. So it's actually pretty even. It's 48 to 71 in terms of the upkeep, or 48 to about 54-ish, maybe like 50, 59 by now, something like that by the blue team. But yeah, it's not a dramatic difference if you're talking about the units that are sitting over here on the main fight. The creeps will eventually clear this. I don't know if the blue team is going to be able to actually fight against this well, or I mean not fight against, but use those creeps. Oh, but NuclearPizza transforming down. Oh, and Big Boss not able to actually finish him off. And is there going to be more? I would just assume there's just going to be more and more bombing. Oh, never mind. Berthas are out on the field, and Sonya's are out on the field for the blue team. But now they have lost this middle outpost, or this forward outpost, and just have their unit cluster over here. They have been able to take mid though. So now they do have a great stationing point to be able to sustain this fight. Although the carbon team or the green team barely taking that outpost under control for a very short amount of time. It's very it is an inconvenience to the blue team. They are taking it back under control, but all these Berthas are really crazy. MGSolidSnake really needs to hit his ultimate ability, or not, Big Boss does. He could kill quite a lot of Berthas over here actually if he did that. But just a lot of harass going down by the green team, and actually they were briefly able to take this middle outpost, but now MGSolidSnake going to be taking that back. And it does look like your green team is still holding the line, 51-74 with 13 or more upkeep back here defending for the blue team. So it's still pretty darn even. They have been able to take this mid, and they just need to, I mean, at this point, they could play safe and kind of turtle it up. And you know, put moneymakers down, put generators down, which they haven't at all yet, which is a little bit surprising to see. They can't just sit here and wait because they have plenty of healing units. Oh, but Big Boss going down to Polarbearz, and Polarbearz, oh man, not getting killed by any of the hats firing at him, and now NuclearPizza gonna be able to, will he be able to snipe this Longhorn? Yes, man, just sniping unit after unit after unit, taking these outposts as much as they possibly can for that experience, and I guess, I mean, it's for multiple reasons, but yeah, the more you can take that outpost, the better for the most part. It's still really hard to fight against this unit cluster, and now Bertha's coming up for the blue team as well. The blue team really, I mean, I really want to see them put down some moneymakers or some generators or something to be able to extend their lead, but instead they're just getting really pressured, and Big Boss getting killed on the ground by a Seeker, and at this point, MGSolidSnake was able to survive there. Mimo, are they just bombing now at this point? No, they're just bringing more reinforcements, leapfrogging their patented Mimo leapfrog like crazy, and MGSolidSnake getting finished in the air by Polarbearz, and they're just getting even closer and closer to this blue unit cluster. It does look like Mimo, I don't know, if they are kind of out of position, the blue team might be able to push around this way, but I think the pathing will take them this way. So let's see what in terms of unit count right now. I'm going to take a quick pause and see 5 Berthas down on the field for NuclearPizza, 2 jammers, a bunch of healing units, not too many tanks overall. It's just 7 in total, but it is quite a lot still, especially considering defenders' advantage. If they wanted to actually, if the blue team actually wanted to push, just 10 tanks down by MGSolidSnake and 7 down to the Big Boss. It's about. It would be about 2-to-1, a little bit more in favor of the blue team, but a lot of them are not sitting over here, so they won't be able to really just do a massive tank push. And Polarbearz once again narrowly escaping death. Not that narrow, but oh, NuclearPizza activating his ultimate. Oh, but getting killed by that hat on the ground. But now Mimo able to take this power station under control, and the blue team has not been able to neutralize it quite yet. There's still 1 bulb up there. Will MGSolidSnake be able to actually take, or, you know, the blue team in general, will they be able to fight even further? Wow, Mimo with the massive comeback here. And I mean, no moneymakers or generators going down by the blue team probably was one of their largest downfalls at this point. You know, however, I mean, they had such a huge advantage. They just didn't press it the right way, I guess, but Mimo did such a good job with that artillery fight. And, you know, I guess pushing back here was a big thing. They pushed a lot of units, and, you know, that back and forth, that was one of the biggest things also. But now we will have kind of a normal mid fight going down by the blue team and the green team. And pretty standard now, 61-63, and Berthas and tanks and ratchets galore. Sonya's and look at all the Seekers that the green team has. Man, the blue team can't do any harass on these units whatsoever. And you know, the green team with this side, although the blue team with this outpost and technically the unit upkeep advantage, oh man, and Mimo did put down generators everywhere. So that's one big thing that they have over the blue team, that just 1 generator down there and nothing here, nothing on the fort sockets, not even a lunchbox, which they don't even have in their loadout, so that's kind of pointless to mention, but lots of Seeker missiles following every time they fly by. Because of the current Seeker missile lifetime, they will pretty much all hit you at your outpost when you get back, unless you just fly in circles. And NuclearPizza trying to focus someone over their outpost because it's really low on energy. MGSolidSnake falls victim to quite a lot of tanks in his cargo at the time, and now Mimo actually has the unit upkeep advantage, 78-60, and it is pretty ridiculous. Polarbearz getting killed, and now the Big Boss. And, well, yeah, the Big Boss getting that kill on Polarbearz. But, yeah, NuclearPizza actually killing quite a lot with air to ground. Big Boss really needs to just start to focus him in the air to keep him away, but not doing that. NuclearPizza getting quite a lot of free kills just with air to ground. And yeah, just continually doing that. And I mean, MGSolidSnake and Big Boss could probably focus him in the air at this point, although he is he's a Gabe Hog, so he doesn't have any damage resist, I think, right? I'm pretty sure there's no damage resist on Gabe. It's just negative flight efficiency and like extra air speed and ground speed, I think. Either way, Yeah, now we do have lots of Berthas firing in from Mimo. Mimo could actually probably even push at this point. Although most of their, mobile ground units are Seekers. I think that's probably still enough, especially with NuclearPizza and Polarbearz supporting it. With all the Berthas firing in, they could probably get a great left side surround. This probably doesn't really make that much sense, but yeah, left side surround on this outpost. But MGSolidSnake killing NuclearPizza in the air, and a double kill, actually. So now we do have a team wipe on the green team. Let's see if the blue team can actually take this back a little bit. But no, I mean, it's 55 to 84. Even with that wipe, it's the green team doesn't really have that much to worry about. Oh man, lots of creeps over here. And Boxers, will they be able to actually take this? Lots of goalies in their queue. Oh man, lots of goalies in their queue. They probably should start to socket, bunker a little bit of infantry. And oh, what the heck? They are pushing directly from this close. Oh man, the goalies are moving in. Will the garbage? Oh, and the green team's Unicat, because they lost that outpost, so they can't drop any defensive units. They can't queue up any units in defense. And now there are 3 goalies right at their fort. Holy crap! And there's a 4th goalie now at their fort. Polarbearz and NuclearPizza. Oh man, I'm a little bit tongue-tied. Oh, now they are deciding to push. It's probably a good decision at this point. But yeah, lots of goalies at their fort, and they're not getting contested here at the close, and lots of damage going down. More than half their life has been taken out, and at this point, oh my God, the goalies are still doing damage. Longhorn as well are coming in, and the Polarbearz and NuclearPizza can't block at all. They might even want to just move their generators so they can just drop them in blocking position at this point, but it's so much damage going down at this on the green fort, and these units moving in, but it does look like the blue team will be able to get this victory with a last-minute cheese. And goalies dropped at that close, pushing out, and dang, the Big Boss and MGSolidSnake taking this ranked 2v2 on Nesthorn over Polarbearz NuclearPizza. Wow, I have never seen that kind of game flow before, ever. A cheese into a massive comeback, into eventual mid taking by the team that previously had this advantage, into a last-minute cheese with goalie drops on the close. Wow. Map independent. I have never seen that kind of game flow before, and that was quite ridiculous. So great play by both teams. I don't really know how to express myself at this point, because Big Boss and MGSolidSnake with clutch moves. I mean, yes, they were kind of cheesy, but the timing of the second one was actually quite amazing, I would say. The first one, yeah, okay, I'll give that to them. That was a straight up cheese with a lot of infantry. So that was kind of the reason they were able to get that close. But Polarbearz and NuclearPizza pushing them back so far. I mean, I guess that mass T move out by the blue team from the close to the forward, probably not a great decision. But either way, great job by both teams. Wow, what a game. If you spectate any great games or send in or play any great games, you gotta let me see them. You gotta share them with the AirMech community, okay, guys? Just like this kind of thing. This is RUI, and that's game. See you next time.